Welcome everyone to Coaching in Session. My name is Michael Rearden and I'll be your mindset coach today. And today we're going to be talking about how we can create a legacy. Now, a legacy is going to be something that we need to understand that is going to be here after we are gone. We only have a set amount of time on this earth and we need to make sure that we can utilize it to the maximum. So however you do that, figure out you can create the legacy that you're looking for. And today we're going to be talking about how to create a legacy. For me, when it comes to creating a legacy, I thought about a parent, being a parent. Our parents are someone we love, we cherish for the most part, right? You might have a bad parent, maybe someone who wasn't there, who didn't show up, maybe wants to be in your life a little bit later, and then you say, no, thank you, I don't want that. But for the good majority of people, there's someone in your life that cared enough to have you, that cared enough to bring you to this life. Because if you're able to listen to this episode, you're probably a little bit older, teens, 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, right? It doesn't necessarily matter your age. But you are older. When you are born, you are useless, right? You're helpless. You can't feed yourself. You can't change yourself. You can't protect yourself. So you are going to be leaning on the guise of a guardian figure. It doesn't matter if it's a parent or it doesn't matter if it's an orphanage or a foster parent. It doesn't matter. You need someone in order to take care of you when you're younger. That means there was someone who cared enough to take care of you to some degree, to some level. Not saying that everyone's going to do an amazing job. I know personally horror stories of people who have grown up and now they have some type of mental illness or some type of anxiety that stems from their childhood. That's why therapists are there. Therapists are there to work on what type of upbringing did you have. Tell me about your childhood. Because if they know about your childhood, then they can start to fix the issues. Mindset is more about you have a healthy, strong mind. You are ready and you're willing to make some changes in your life. So mindset and therapy is different in that regard. But legacy and what you can create doesn't matter about your past. You can have a dark, dark past and then you can say, I want to create a bright, bright future. You get to choose that in legacy. And one of the goals that I have with the podcast, and it happens with every single episode that comes out. Every episode that comes out, I'm closer to my goal because I understand I'm closer to my grave too. Not saying that I'm going to croak in a week or two. I have plenty more years ahead of me. I know that. But with each new episode that I put out, I put a little bit more wisdom into the world. I put a little bit more guidance for people who are lost, who are looking for something. How can I be of service to them? And then also I think about young men who don't have a father. I think about young women who don't have a father. I think about people who don't have a parental figure or guardian who cares about them. And I say, how can I be that for them? How can I show them that I care? Now, you might not hear me call your name or tell you that I love you and I care for you and that I want you to do good. But understand that is my goal for you. That is what I intend for you. I want that for you. The issue is that society and the world want something else for you. They want you just to be docile, to be still, to be domesticated. We cannot live in that life anymore. We need to be more. We need to be who we are. We need to rise up to be the men we are supposed to be. We need to rise up to be the woman that you're supposed to be. Yeah, you've been told the lie, but it doesn't mean that you have to keep listening to it. You get to choose. Do you keep listening to a lie or do you find some truth? And what I offer is the truth. Now, you might think, well, you're not woke enough and you're not talking about all this different stuff. Guess what? If you want to live in fantasy world, you can live in fantasy world. I'm not going to join you. I am a dreamer, but then I'm also a doer. So I'm going to have a dream and I'm going to go for it. A lot of people are living in fantasy world and they're saying, I'm pretending, right? You have great imagination. You've lost your mind. So let's get into what legacy is in the blog and then talk about how to create a legacy that's going to be long lasting and appropriate for today. If you're new to the channel, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe and to also share the video and or audio to build a community of like-minded individuals. Now, you want to go to the blog, revenconcepts.com, head over to resources, go to blogs, or you can just go into the description box and then click the most recent blog there at the end of the road. I don't know if you have looked at the episode number recently, but we are at 250 episodes of Coaching in Session, a milestone. That is going to be a feat that some people will not reach because it takes a huge amount of commitment to have a podcast, to have a show, to have a dream that you want to see fulfilled. And every single day you show up. Every single Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, you get an episode of Coaching in Session, whether you like it or not. It's coming out. during the episodes, we're going to be talking about many different things, different topics. And I'm not saying that you have to listen to every single episode. My mom doesn't even listen to every single episode. I remember my mom, she was watching every single episode. She goes, this is just so much work. This is a lot of work, because she has to listen. And a lot of the things that I'm offering in each episode is an opportunity to do something. So she's doing all this stuff and she's doing all this stuff and she's realizing, wow, this is a lot of work. Coaching in session is about you showing up when you find that you're not showing up. So that means, oh, I'm falling behind. Let me watch some episodes of coaching in session. Not only are you going to get motivation, but you're going to get some guidance. Not everyone can afford coaching. In the beginning, when I was creating value for the business, I said, I'm not going to charge a lot for coaching. And I didn't. I even did some free 2-week coaching programs for some people. But I found you have to have some skin in the game. You have to invest in yourself. Otherwise, you're not going to invest in yourself. So that means you might have to give a little bit of money away. For celebrities and people who have a lot of money, maybe it's a little bit of time, right? That's more valuable to them. So depending on what's valuable for you, you have to give up something. And the way we do it here is that we have our subscription plans that you do per month. You can either give me your time or you can give me your money. But sometimes people are not going to have either time or money. Guess what? They can listen to the podcast any single time they want. So if they have some leisure time, they're driving, pop on the episode. Boom, done. If they don't have any funds to get coaching, personal coaching, listen to every single episode of Coaching in Session. It's going to equate to a personal coaching session. That's just the way it is. So you might listen to one episode more than once because you resonate with it. But then there's going to be some episodes that you're like, well, this doesn't pertain to me, right? Because I'm really good in this area. For example, I talk about relationships. If you have a strong relationship, maybe you might need to listen to a relationship episode, but most likely you are going to be self-sufficient in that realm. So that means if you're good, you don't necessarily need to work on that. So we look at the areas that we need to work on. And that's what we do, right? We offer many different areas that people can work on. And at the end of the road, right? We are at 250 right now. When would this podcast stop? I don't know. 500? 1,000? Now, there's going to come a point when I just do the recordings. I give the recording to someone and I don't do the quality control anymore. It's not going to be until I find an amazing video editor that makes 0 mistakes, that knows exactly my mission, that knows my goal, my style, etc. Now, I get close, right? I have amazing video editors. Not saying that they're not great, but the missions that I want or the things that I want to accomplish or how I want to come across, it has to be a certain way. Not saying that it's my way or the highway, but in mindset, there's a certain path that you have to take. And if you take a different path or you go a different way, your mindset is totally shifted. So we do need to make sure that we shift the mindset in the right way because, again, this is a guide for someone who doesn't have money. And when I'm not around anymore, people can come to this episode or to this podcast and they can say, wow, look at all the things that he left behind. All of the books, all of the videos, all of the blogs, all of this is going to help people learn how to be more and how to do more. So we need to realize that we're not going to live forever. One day our life is going to be over. How do we live on after death? And we need to learn how to create a legacy. That is the whole reason for the podcast. Not only to help people, but to create a legacy. I know that the work that I do today is going to create a legacy. That means when people are looking for help, they're stuck. How can I be more? Check out an episode, read a blog, and you're going to find that you're going to make some huge and some big changes. In our culture, we have a type of mindset, and it's called YOLO. The YOLO type of mindset is you only live once, and that is absolutely correct. But when it comes to YOLO, it's kind of like, let's be stupid, right? You only live once. Not saying that you shouldn't enjoy life, right? So if you want to go skydiving, go skydiving. If you want to go scuba diving, go scuba diving. You might be an adventurous type. There's no limit into what you can try or to do. I know for me, I like to do adventurous things, but at the same time, I want to make sure that I'm just not doing things that are crazy. For example, I'm betting it all on black, right? I'm putting my whole retirement, my whole investment portfolio all on black, right? Every single time I go to the casino, boom, on black, right? Make it big, Papa. Guess what? I lost. So I lose all my money, right? YOLO, that is crazy. Yeah, you only live once, right? Money can be recreated, but I think we can do it in a different way. We can invest that money in a different way. We can adjust our life in a different way where it's not on luck and probability. And we're going to be talking about luck and probability in the next few weeks because that is going to play a role in legacy. Some people think, well, I'm going to get lucky and then that's going to be my legacy. We need to learn how to create a legacy every single day. How do you create a legacy? You need to do something. Maybe you show up at your kid's school. Maybe you write a book. Maybe you cook for the homeless, right? You show up, right? And you do something. But you do it in the sense of you're doing it for you, not for notoriety of other people. One of the things I secretly disdain is when people are going out in public and they say, I'm going to go help a homeless person or a person in need. And they say, you know what, I'm going to record this, right? I'm going to record me giving them food. I'm going to record me giving them money. I'm going to record me giving them a car. I'm going to record the event. And I understand if it's not recorded, did it really happen? But if it happened. If you made a difference in someone's life. But we live in a culture now, everything has to be recorded. If there's a fight, we have to record it, not stop the fight. Gotta record it. Oh, there's a homeless person, I'm about to give him $1. Let me record it. I'm doing my part. TikTok, right? Let me show the world how good I am. But just because you show the world how good you are doesn't necessarily mean we know your mindset. It doesn't mean we know what happens when the screen is off. Do you walk the walk and do you talk the talk? Legacy is you're walking the walk, but you don't even need to talk the talk because you're doing what you're supposed to be doing every single day. And it doesn't matter who sees. So if you're the type of person who needs the acceptance of others, everyone, please like my video. Look, I'm helping people. Look, I'm doing the right thing. And I'm not saying that some of those videos are not great. Some of those videos are natural, but a lot of those videos are coming from a place. I want to put this video out and I want to show people what good I'm doing. Not saying that we don't need that in the world, but it's just one of my secret dislikes. Help someone, right? If I'm going to give some money to someone who's in need, here you go. If I'm going to give some food to someone in need, I go, here you go. I'm not over here recording me. All right. Let me walk up to this person and say, excuse me, sir, can I give you anything? Excuse me, ma'am, how can I help you out today? Here's a business card. You can call me if you need me. Here's a business card. Start to get your life back together. Not saying that the people who put themselves on video are all bad. Again, there are some people who are just caught on video doing a good deed. For example, if you're on the subway and you see someone freezing, there's a video like that. I'm not sure if it's a real video or if it's a made up video. Now, I think it's going to be a made up video, but it could have been someone recording that person who's cold. Look, this person is freezing. And then someone says, oh man, I can't allow this. And then they go and they give them some clothes and stuff like that. Maybe you're just out and about. Someone's like recording like the world, like, oh, look, I'm in New York City. And then they see someone who's going to a homeless person, giving them a wad of cash. You might say, okay, well, let me go talk to that person. And then you might ask them, well, why'd you do that, sir? Right? Now you're a reporter. Oh, well, why not? I don't need people to tell me what I can or can't do. And I don't need the acceptance of other people. But we live in a world where we have to be accepted, where we have to know what other people are doing. Oh, you're doing good, you're doing this, right? That's why the keeping up with the Joneses is so prominent. I need to show people what type of clothes I have. I need to show people what type of car I have. I need to show people what type of house I live in. Because when I do that, then I can feel accepted. We live in a world where acceptance is the main focus. I need people to like my stuff. I need people to follow me. And at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if anyone follows me. Now, of course, it helps, right? It helps build notoriety, helps build the brand. But at the same time, I want people to know the legacy that I'm creating, I can do by myself. But I can't change the world by myself. And I'm well aware of that because here you can see that I do bring on guests for the podcast, but I still have the beginning and the after. And then I have the individual episodes where I'm just here by myself. Now, I might have another show and I might have a co-host and things like that. And we work together, but it's for that same mission, that same goal. There's no one in the world that can do exactly what I can do. So why am I going to not show up and to do the things that only I can do? So I'm going to record myself. I'm going to put it out there. This is how I'm creating a legacy. And then if I'm gone, who's going to show my great grandkids how to operate? I can still do it. I got the videos. Only thing they have to do is put on episode 1 and keep on watching. Instead of watching Blue's Clues or whatever is popular right now, put on some coaching in session. They're going to say, whoa, this is an adult content, number one. And I'm not talking about adult content where it's talking about nudity and profanity. I'm talking about we're going to raise some levels. I'm talking about we're going to raise some mindsets. And that mindset that we're going to create and we're going to cultivate is going to change your whole entire life. So the legacy that I am putting out there can be seen by any man, by any woman, by any adult, by any child. And they can say, all right, I'm going to listen to this. I'm going to use this knowledge and wisdom, and I'm going to utilize it. And I'm going to make sure that I come out in a better position or in a better place or on top. And it's not about winning only. It's about understanding your potential. What can you do today? What can you do in your life? There's many people who are going to waste their life. They're not going to amount to anything. They're just going to stay home all day, play video games, watch TV. Maybe they are a trust fund baby. Maybe they have a silver spoon in their mouth. They don't have to show up. They don't have many problems that they have to deal with. But then there's going to be people who are struggling. Just because you're struggling or just because you're achieving or you have a lot of wealth, either spectrum, it doesn't mean you're creating a legacy. What you do in your day is going to be your legacy. There's going to be people who remember you and people who don't remember you. And the best way to create a legacy is to create a video or to write a book. Because even if you're just out there word of mouth, you're only going to be around maybe 1-2 generations. Now, there's going to be some great warriors and things like that who did conquering and presidents who did things, but all of that is going to be documented typically. So the fact that we document certain things is going to show us, well, this is how that person showed up. This is how this person changed the world. We know who Abe Lincoln is. We know who George Washington is. Do you know who Michael Rearden is? Well, if you type it in Google, type in Michael Rearden, I have all the first 3 pages of Google. And it's not that I purchased anything. It's just that I'm putting myself out there so much that Michael Rearden is no longer just a CIA agent. If you don't know who Michael Rearden is, he's a former CIA agent. So maybe I am that CIA agent and I'm that person they talk about in the comics. I can't tell you, right? Because I signed an NDA, or I'm under a Confidentiality Act where I can't say what I did or what I do. So I don't know if I was that person. But what I can tell you is I do know I'm the owner of Reven Concepts, and I do know that what I'm doing is trying to change the mindsets of individuals to turn around limiting beliefs. Because many people are going to find that they're going to be challenged in their life, that they're going to be told that they can't do something. How do we get around all of those negativities and all those biases? We need to make sure that we can show up in our life. How do we show up in our life? Step 1, get up. Step 2, find your purpose or your passion or your why. Step 3, don't stop. It's that easy. Of course, we can break down things in different ways and different steps and understand you a little bit better. Learn about your environment and your behavior and your skills and your values and your beliefs and all of that, right? Who you want to be, right? Who you want to show up and to be in the world. Some people want to create meaningful change, and they do, but then eventually they're attacked. I'm sure one day I'm going to be attacked for the things I say. Oh, you said this, or you're associated with this person, or blah, blah, blah. Yeah, because I don't mind who in the world needs help, or who in the world needs a friend, or who in the world needs an ear to listen to. You can be the most dangerous person in the world, the most hated person in the world, and I will give you an ear, and I will be a friend to you, because I understand that not every glass is empty. There might be a little bit left in there. Do you focus on that negativity, or do you focus on what's left? How can we add more? And if your cup is not overflowing, then there's no way you can help people, because if you do, you're going to feel empty in the end. So the legacies that you strive to create, you have to understand that you need to make sure you show up each and every day. There's going to be days when you don't want to. There's going to be moments when people challenge you. There's going to be moments when you want to quit. But understand that the legacy that you're creating is going to be seen by everyone. How do you show up? Is it going to be something that's just a momentary trend, or is it going to be something ingrained into society and the lessons that we teach our children of today's generation and of future generations? I want to be part of the future generations too. Not only today, but tomorrow too. Because I understand children are our future. I understand that there's a lot of broken people in the world. But just because you're broken, it doesn't mean that we can't fix you. Just because you're on the wrong path, it doesn't mean we can't put you in the right path. Just because you were lost doesn't mean you can't be found. And regardless of where you are today, you can choose to be more and decide to create a legacy that the world is going to remember you for. My name is Michael Rearden. I'm a mindset coach. If you have any questions, you can email me coachinginsession@gmail.com, and I will see everyone on the next episode of Coaching in Session. Until then, everyone, take care.